here we want to look at solving another absolute value inequality. The only thing they're changing in this is you have to be careful. We can't drop the absolute value, same as an equation, until it's all by itself. And so I have to subtract 6 from both sides. So I get 7 times absolute value v plus 1 is less than 28. And then divide both sides by 7. So absolute value v plus 1 is less than 28 divided by 7 is 4. So now it looks like the same ones from problem type 3 or problem type 4. And then I want to get the idea, I'm saying the distance from 0 has to be less than 4. So this is one of my closer than a certain amount of units problem. And so either v plus 1 could be less than 4, so just leave it alone, or v plus 1 could be, switch the sign when you make it negative, greater than negative 4. So v is less than minus 1 from both sides, so 3. And subtract 1 from both sides here, or v could be greater than negative 5. Right, negative 4 minus 1. All right, in these ones, they want you to write them with an and or instead of drawing them on the graph. So another thing that helps, and we'll still draw it on the graph so you can see the idea of why it's one or the other, but when you're already thinking closer, that can help you remind you whether it's an and or an or problem. So if we do picture a number line, like here's negative 5, here's 0, here's 3. If I want to be less than 3 and greater than negative 5, see how I'm saying in between those two numbers? So I need to be less than this and bigger than this at the same time. I can't go way over here. And so all the problems that are the closer problems end up being the and ones. All right, let's try another one. This is a really good one. All right, so we have to get the absolute value by itself, so we subtract 3 from both sides. So negative 28, and divide both sides by 7. All right, now picture what this says is that the absolute value has to be less than negative 4. Well, it's the smallest thing that an absolute value can ever be. It's the distance from 0, so it can't be smaller than 0, right? Distance is always positive. If at this point you notice, hey, wait, it can't be less than or equal to a negative number, you can jump right to no solution. If you did this and went through all the steps, you'd end up with an and problem, but an and problem where they don't overlap. So if you notice it right away, it can save you some time. All right, so let's change, let's try another different one. So just be careful about that. It doesn't happen very often, but it's something to just kind of look out for. All right, so we'll try a greater than or equal to 1, which tells me my answer at the end is going to look like I need to be further away than a certain amount of units from something. But I have to get the absolute value by itself, so I'm going to add 4 to both sides. So 5w plus 5, this absolute value, is greater than or equal to 15. And so now I can split it into two cases, 5w plus 5 greater than or equal to 15, or it could be less than or equal to negative 15. So if you make it negative, you switch the direction of the sign. So if I subtract 5 from both sides, 15 minus 5 is 10, so I get w greater than or equal to 2. Here, if I subtract 5, it's negative 15 minus 5, so negative 20. So less than or equal to negative 4. All right, then we'll picture what that looks like on a number line, and then we'll try to use that for future reference. So here's negative 4, here's 2, 0 would be somewhere in the middle. So I want to be greater than or equal to 2, but less than or equal to negative 4. See how if this was an and, it would be no solution because those don't overlap at all? But so this will remind us if the closer problems are and, the ones where we're trying to be further away than a certain distance, there's two ways we could be further away. We could be over here, or we could be further away in this direction. So these ones end up being or problems. So when they want you to write them down as your solution, The ones that start out greater than or equal to are OR problems because they're further away than a certain amount of units.